Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelt because it's Tuesday night, which means it's Musical Hangout. We're here, we're doing it live, unless you're watching this like tomorrow, next week, maybe even next year, who knows. Let me know how the future's doing. I bought a stock, my grandma bought me a stock for my birthday, I want to know how it's doing. In any case, this program is Musical Hangout. Fancy new thumbnail that I made myself. Thank you so much for joining us. I would appreciate it if you would hit the like button on this stream to send it into the ethers. We are at the mercy, each and every single one of us, of algorithmic gods, and probably Elon Musk in the not-too-distant future. So please do that. Share it with a friend, hither and yon. Put it on Facebook. Put it on X. Print it out and mail it to your grandma. I don't care. Would also appreciate it if you click any of them links down below in the description box to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, the Tick of the Talk, for however long that's allowed. And that's really about it for social media. Also, down in the links, you will find Spotify, Apple, all the places you can listen to many of the tunes that I am doing tonight, ladies and gentlemen, whether they are my own tunes, which a lot of them are, or they are cover tunes, which some of them are. Would appreciate it, you doing that. Appreciate all of you who watched the Dave Van Ronk, all three of you, who watched the Dave Van Ronk video from yesterday. There are going to be more videos like that coming in the not-too-distant future. Hey, listen. This is going to be the last live stream for a little bit. We aren't going to be here next week, which would be the 8th. I will be here the following, the 15th of April, right before WrestleMania. Can you dig it? We're going to do an acoustic set then. So you won't want to miss that. So if you're here clicking on this, hoping to hear some like acoustic music, singer-songwriter stuff, that is not this week. We're going to get loud and hectic. And I feel good. I just had dinner. I got one of my favorite brewskis here. And I went to the dentist. So for the first time in a while, I can give you that $1 million smile. Clean bill of health. That's how we like it. I'm going to do a little bit of Rolling Stones for you to start off our evening. This is one that I believe, it's a version of it that Johnny Winter did. Dream Listen, we are doing this live. Thank you for tuning in. If you're just now joining in, I'm Zach Hval, singer, songwriter, guitar player extraordinaire. I am the original recipe. I am the baddest of the bad, the bull of the woods, if you will. Most average unknown guitar player on the internet, as I have been told. Links to everything streaming down below. We're going to do a new tune that is barely scant a few weeks old. It might be, actually, come to think of it, it might barely just be a week old. It's a thing, it's got a long title. It's a tune of mine that I just wrote. It's called It's Hard to Sing the Blues When You Ain't Sad. I've been told that VeggieTales has a song similar to that, one of them silly songs, if you will. And similar theme, maybe even the exact same title. But yes, I will work on getting a shorter title for this. But for now, it is called It's Hard to Sing the Blues When You Ain't Sad. It's true. But it doesn't mean you can't listen to the blues and enjoy it, right? That's no April Fool's joke. I got a sweet little baby. Boys, ain't she cute? I got a sweet little lady, best I've ever had. And it's hard to sing the blues when you ain't sad. I got a funky little shack. It's not big, That is how we like it, ladies and gentlemen. Feeling the heat of the night and of the day and of the mid-afternoon and whatever time is in between those three times. I should be recording that very soonly. Might release it as a single. Who knows? We're doing lots of new tunes. Just to start us off right, I got my Gibson, inspired by Gibson ES335 here. This is one of my favorite guitars to play, even though I still like to get down on the Telecaster every once in a while. We did have some sound issues last week in Movie Land, so I ask that you let me know if something gets begurked. And I will get on top of it quicker than flies on crack. I made some updates to my audio drivers, so we should be good. Listen, this is a tune I released last summer. It's called White Line Fever, inspired by one of the best redneck movies that you've never seen called, you guessed it, White Line Fever. So this is a good song to be playing on a road trip. Or, anything like that. Maybe not while you're trying to fall asleep or study for a math test. But this is a little bit of that rock music, and it goes a little something like this. Yes. Yes is the word I am looking for. Whew, that's raising my blood pressure. Whew. That high-octane rock music that we love so much, as the scrolls foretold that were found beneath the Great Pyramid of Giza. I believe that's actually a giant Toblerone chocolate, but be that as it may, I am no archaeologist, although I do dig Indiana Jones, as do we all. Am I right? Or am I right? Like, comment, and subscribe if you like Indiana Jones. Alright, we're gonna slip into blues land. You know, I like blues music around here. When we got the blue guitar out, or blue guitars, because I do have multiples, we're gonna do a little of that blues music on the blue guitar. Now, blues goes by many names. Some people call them the reds, the polka dots, purple. I've even heard, and this may come as a shock to you, I have heard people call it the puce, the pinks. When you strip it all away, it's the good old-fashioned country blues, man. That's what it's all about. It's the backbone of our society, ladies and gentlemen. Blues music built this country in one way or another. You know, last week, I saw a comment that was, well, a negative comment, shall we say, on a post of another guitar player I follow. Gentleman this degenerate, I should say, was telling this person to stop playing blues because blues is about pain, and clearly you've never felt pain. Listen, man, I mean, how do you know that the guitar player here hasn't felt pain? I sure have. Yeah, your pal Zach has wined and dined with kings and queens, and he slept in alley and lived on pork and beans, but come out through the other side of your hard time blues world tour. You never know what somebody's going through. Don't, judge a book by its cover and all that. And clearly this person who left this comment, well, he's either feeling self-conscious or just trying to spread negativity. We don't do that around here, Daddy. We just play blues. Like this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a selection called Zach's Blues. And blues is spelled B-L-L-O-Z-E because I peaked at spelling, ladies and gentlemen. I think I peaked 6th or 7th grade. I remember working real hard in 6th grade to improve my spelling, and didn't work out too well. So I've made a rule for myself. You know, I wore a funny shirt the other day at church. It said nonchalance. I've worn it on this live stream, and the pastor of the church asked me what nonchalance meant to me, and I can barely spell nonchalance. And so I said, listen, man, I said, Daddy, if I can't spell it, I don't use it. This is just a coincidence. True story, look it up. Feeling the neck pickup on the 335. Tasty, tasty, tasty. We're going to do another new tune. Zach's Blues. That song can be found at the link below on my 2020 on my 2020 words are so hard. 2021 album called Sounds. It's an instrumental album. There is no singing. Lots of goodness on there. Each song kind of tackles a different sort of musical idea. Some of them even different genres. That was obviously the blues one. But there's some like acoustic folky stuff on there in fancy tunings like Jimmy Page or Joni Mitchell might do. Big fans of both of them. Alright, we're going to do something here. Sort of, I got the idea from this when listening to Robin Ford, who's also a great guitar player. And this song is called Ozone Park. It's also a new song, work in progress. So we'll see how it goes. It goes a little something like tasty. Blap. Love it. The problem with tunes like that is I could literally just play that. Forever. That nice F2 chord. Oh, lots of stuff that technically doesn't belong in that chord. But we play it anyways because we're not afraid. Listen, folks, if you're tuning into this just now, I am Zach Hval, singer, songwriter, guitar player extraordinaire. Do not be alarmed by the fact that I'm sitting alone in a chair with an electric guitar. I do have backing tracks, and it is me playing all of the instruments on the backing tracks. I'll just get out ahead. This is not an April Fool's joke. It is me. I'm playing bass, I'm playing keys, I'm playing other guitars. Whatever the song desires. It's me. It's not AI. Even on the cover tunes, I painstakingly learn guitar parts, bass parts to other songs. Why? Because I'm a fierce and mighty musical warrior. And I do it for your entertainment. Hey, why don't I do a classic blues tune? A classic. I'm going to do a little bit of that Stormy Monday by Mr. T-Bone Walker. Or was it T-Bone? I think it was. Anyways, everybody's got a version of the song. I kind of like the Albert King version. So we're going to get into A flat here. And do a little Albert King inspired Stormy Monday. Can you dig it? Stormy Monday, oh, but Tuesday's just as bad. They call it Stormy Monday, but Tuesday's just as bad. But Wednesday it's worse. Thursday, it's all so sad. The eagle flies on Friday. Saturday, I go out to play. The eagle flies on Friday. Saturday, I go out to play. Sunday I go to church, I kneel down to pray. I cried, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy on me. I cried, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on me. Well, I'm searching for my baby. Won't you send her back to me? Yes, indeed. Stormy Monday, a classic. A classic. Oh. I love it. I'm feeling bluesy, ladies and gentlemen. Here's one I did. This is called Tribute to Michael Bloomfield. Can be found on my last record. It's called Imaginary Songs. And again, the title of this tune is called Tribute to Michael Bloomfield. It pairs nicely with that last song. One, because they're blues songs. Numero two, it's in a flat key. This is in the key of E flat. Anyways, Imaginary Songs, streaming at the link below, if you're just tuning in. that felt pretty doggone good. Listen, I recorded that on a Gibson Les Paul on a very loud Fender amplifier, much like Michael Bloomfield would do. And when I do it live, I kind of don't really like to think too much. There's a lot of chord changes in that song, sort of a gospel-y sort of blues, in the sense that some of the chord progressions, or the chord changes in that song you might see in a gospel tune. Maybe I'll do an educational video on that. Then again, I don't like to give away too much. Folks, Zach Hval here. We're doing live music, if you're just now tuning in. And we're having a good old time while doing it. We're usually here about 6 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to do a Jack Kerouac inspired tune. This is called Desolation Angel, and it can be found on my 2021 record. I said it right this time. 2021 record called Sounds. This is sort of a Eric Johnson kind of a thing, although I've been doing some Becky and things lately, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what ghosts I summon. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that was called Desolation Angel. That is found on my 2021 record. I said it right again. I'm winning. Called Sounds. Couple more for the kids, and then we're gonna vamos out of here. This one is called. It's not called It's called Where I Stand. And it's kind of a smoothier, kind of a, dare I say, jazzier number. You say things like that and people get it. Usually jazz snobs, let's be real, get upset about it. I mean, the chord changes are there if I wanted to do jazzy stuff, but we'll see. But this tune can be found on my 2024 album. It came out last year, so it's technically new. And that album, again, is called Imaginary Songs. It is streaming at the link down below. Alrighty, here we go. Someone saw you standing alone in the blue light. And then he came right up to you and he held you near. They were surprised it was not me, so I let them know. It's all so clear and I have no regrets, 'cause I know where I stand. I sat by the phone waiting for you to call. You said that you needed to think about us. And I said that's fine, you know I'm a man that you can trust. You made it clear that there were no regrets, and now I know where I stand. I liked your smile and I liked your lips, I even liked that lips. I don't want you to think I'm alone, I found someone new. So give me a smile, won't you give me a wave when we see each other around. Your memory is dear and I have no regrets, 'cause I know where we stand. Yeah, Where I Stand. I like playing that song, especially on the 335. I recorded it on this guitar. Different strings, of course. Hey, here's some a mini guitar lesson for those of you who are of the Brotherhood of Guitar, of Sacred Steel, and Sisterhood. You know, we playing with picks is fine and all, but give yourself, to challenge yourself every once in a while, especially those of you that are complaining that you're bored and you're practicing, or you're not progressing. You don't have to do like a whole practice session without picks, but just go like 10, 15 minutes without picks. See what kind of things you can inspire. You will play differently. And, there's different methods and things like that you can employ that will make it more easy. I mean, you definitely want to, especially on these back pickups, maybe want to employ a lighter touch. So unless I'm trying to do that Albert Collins or chicken pick kind of a, you want to use more like the pad of your finger here, so it's a little softer. As opposed to, and then also kind of angle it so you're more like brushing the string. See what you come up with there. I've done it several times throughout the night. Actually, I'm going to end the night playing with my fingers, I think. We're going to do sort of a Beckian Beatles jam. We're going to do a Let It Be. This is sort of a version I cooked up of it, just for, you know, I like to do sometimes ambient stuff. It's not my forte. It's not my first love language when it comes to expressing myself on this fine instrument. But it's certainly something I like to step into every once in a while. So here we go. Let It Be. Or how about I start the actual song? Here we go. This is it. nice little ambient Jeff Beckian version of Let It Be, kind of arranged by yours truly, but of course written by those fabulous boys from Liverpool, the Beatles. All right, well, listen, folks, I'm going to take a short break from all content, digital here on live streams, music in general, folks. I do this once a year. Picked it up from another guitar teacher slash entertainer out there on YouTube land. Always good to take breaks, even from stuff that you love. So I'll be focusing on other hobbies, of course, spending time with the wife, maybe go on a picnic with her, something nice like that. But I will be back, and with an acoustic guitar in hand, mind you, doing my singer-songwriter stuff on the 15th of April 2025. I know that you'll be sad, but listen, folks, there's a whole playlist of these things. In fact, when I come back, I believe I will be on my 100th live stream. So that'll be exciting. 100 live streams. It's a monumental achievement. So, of course, go back to the playlist. See, you want to see what I was doing the very first Hangout when I was trying to figure out how to do this live streaming thing? Go ahead and do that. Check out last week's. Check out the weeks before that. Check out one randomly from 2023. You never know. There's all sorts of good content out there from me. Of course, TikTok is now a thing. Maybe it won't be. We'll see. All ways you can find me. If you really get lonely, you can listen to me on Spotify, Apple Music, at the link down below. I have been Zach Hval, singer, songwriter, guitar player extraordinaire, signing off, reminding you that when I tell you that a chicken dips snuff, you better check under its wing for the tin can. Bread is bread, cheese is cheese. Praise God. Alrighty, so your final joke before my break. So there is this neighborhood, and in this neighborhood there's a family, and the parents named their twin boys very odd names. One was named Mind Your Own Business, and the other was named Trouble. And so the boys are out playing hide and seek, and Mind Your Own Business counts to 100, and he begins to look for his little brother. And he can't find his brother anywhere, but luckily a police cruiser was coming down the street, and he was able to flag the police cruiser for help, and the officer stepped out of the car, and he asked the boy's name and who again he was looking for, and the little boy says, "Mind your own business, I'm looking for trouble." Alrighty, we'll see you next time, folks.